No.
Yes.
I refuse. Hey, guys!
That hand, because you can't see my other hand. Hi. At the car wash.
At the car wash. Hey,
Awkward.
welcome back to the podcast, guys. This is the third installment
Yes.
of Mental Misstep,
Yes.
and we are happy to be coming back to you guys, and we appreciate all of the support.
Yeah, sorry we didn't do this like earlier in the week.
But this guy, it's this
I
guy's
have
fault.
work
It's
because
this
I had
guy's
to take the weekend off.
Yeah. So because we had to take the weekend off,
I had to work all week.
what event were we at?
I think it says there.
Oh, we were at that
That
event.
one.
That event.
That one.
Ah, great.
That one.
Great. So we went to SCG Atlanta's Open
Yes.
this past weekend.
Yes.
At the last podcast, we were kind of talking about maybe going, maybe not going. We hadn't really fully decided yet, but then we decided we were going.
We pulled the trigger. 3 of us went from the team.
Mhm.
Myself, Will, and Jeremy. Unfortunately, Austin could not make it with us. But,
Yeah.
but we did have a fun car ride with our good friend Lyle, who was judging the event.
Yeah, and
He was your side event team captain for Sunday
yeah,
and co-lead on Saturday.
Yeah, he was head lead for side events on Sunday.
Yes.
And then he was part of another team on Saturday, still doing side events.
Yes.
He didn't do the main event at all this weekend. I think he preferred it that way.
Yeah, probably. He did a really good job, and his entire team, like both days, did really well.
Yeah.
I thought, since that's mainly what we did.
Yeah.
Segue.
Segue.
So
we kind of me and Jeremy participated in the main event on Saturday.
I got him in a challenger match, so I'm like, side events, yay.
Yay. So basically, what happened was going into the event, me and Jeremy were both doing fairly well.
Yes.
We were both 2-0.
This one was running a Bant Company with the Void Grafter package.
Great package, by the way, and we're going to be kind of talking about that later on in the stream. Void Grafter is so amazing, so amazing. And Jeremy was running his Delirium deck.
Yes, the Jund Traverse Delirium deck, which is, I think, pretty solid for the most part.
Yeah.
It's just
It struggles a little bit against, sadly, what is the meta right now, and that's green-white tokens.
I hate
That
green-white tokens.
the deck's worst matchup is green-white tokens, which is bad because it's the most played deck. So if that's your worst matchup,
It's like 25% of the field. It's just like, yeah, my 3 losses today were Ross Mario and 2 green-white token decks.
sorry,
bud.
man.
We jam as many Virulent Plagues as you want in the sideboard.
We gave you 3 V plagues in the sideboard, and it still wasn't enough. I'm sorry.
Nope.
But no, he did
Like the deck is so close. Like that's the only reason why I stopped playing it. I was like, it's almost there. I think I need to wait for another set to get the last piece or 2.
And who knows, with Eldritch Moon coming out soon, we might actually get the pieces to kind of tie the deck together, make it very solid. And very viable in the meta. And I think, like you said, the deck is so close, very powerful, good contender in the meta.
I mean, it just pulls whatever answer you need for whatever deck you're going against, except for token hate.
Yeah, and it's great because your opponents are always like, wow, that deck is actually really good. It looks really fun. And the deck is really fun to pilot.
Yeah. It's really resilient. I think the best part about it is the recursion.
Yeah.
That, yes, you're only running 1 copy of most creatures in your deck, but between Pulses and Kolaghan's commands and being able to recur those spells off of Goblin Dark Dwellers, you get to pull back whatever you want multiple times, or pull back your tutor spells multiple times, which is fantastic.
Exactly. Like, there's just, like you said, so much recursion in the deck. Always have an answer for pretty much anything you need.
Every spell is good. Yeah. Every spell.
There's not just a single dead card.
Pulse of Marasa, Read the Bones.
So good.
Kolaghan's Command is just fantastic for any situation.
Yeah.
Whether you need the hand hate, the creature return, the damage, or destroy a Hangerback Walker.
So he didn't do as well as he wanted to, and that's understandable. I definitely think the deck has a place. He's going to be kind of playing more of some mainstream decks moving forward, I think is what he was talking about coming out of this event.
And I think it's more, again, we're at that, I think he's at the phase I'm at where it's wait and see play something else, wait and see what we get from Eldritch Moon.
Yeah.
And see where the deck goes from there.
Yeah, like I said, we've got a lot of brews in the making right now that are very close to being good, and we just need a couple more cards to kind of slide into some slots.
Yeah.
And I think Eldritch Moon might actually give us those cards that we're looking for.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then these decks are going to be very, very powerful. And I'm really interested to kind of see where they take off.
So since we talked about our performance, or you guys' performance, because again I did side events. Now let's look at the main event. So top 64 for the Open was the only thing that really stood out to me was the sheer fact that 16 out of the top 64 decks were green-white tokens.
It's ridiculous.
That is 25%
of the field.
And this is going to lead to a discussion later about how I feel about the standard meta and about how it's been ever since I've started getting into competitive play and with cons. Because I think from there, the meta has been...
Green-white X?
Yeah, green-white X.
Yeah.
We'll get a little bit more into that. So Tom Ross won it with white-red humans. Fantastic deck. I like it.
Very aggro-based.
White X humans seems to be viable no matter what.
Yeah.
I think white black is like the weakest right now. Maybe.
Is there even a white black list?
I swear I saw one.
Oh.
I may be wrong. I mean, it could be a thing. You can go like white black warriors humans. It works. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean that was a thing back in cons.
Yeah. But even still, I mean, you saw. I think there was a Bant humans in the top 8, and I want to say one other humans.
Two Bant humans.
Two Bant humans, white-red humans, 1 green-white tokens, blue-red Eldrazi, green-red ramp. I think that's everything.
I think that's about it. Yeah,
I might be missing one.
Yeah.
But then you look at the rest of the top 16, and it was like 3 green-white token decks.
Yeah, 9th, 10th, and 11th place, all green-white tokens.
And then there was like another one in there.
Yeah.
Like in the remaining 16.
Being at like 15, 14, somewhere in that area.
A bit ridiculous. Side note, the deck that went like, what, 17 and 0? Up until the finals?
Jerry Thompson.
Yeah, Jerry Thompson. Green-white tokens.
Yeah. Jerry Thompson was in the semifinals against Tom Ross.
Yeah.
Really, really funny circumstances.
They're like, I want to concede to you, so you go all the way. But I want to concede to you, so you're better for the championship.
Yeah, so I believe...
Awkward. So we play this out?
Yeah, so I believe Tom Ross is in a position where if he won the match, he qualified for the championships.
Yes.
And Jerry Thompson was in the position where if he won the match, he had the potential to be going undefeated the entire rest of the day.
I mean, he was undefeated in Standard Swiss.
He was undefeated all the way up into Swiss.
A bit ridiculous.
Going into top 8. Yeah, it was very, very strong showing from Jerry Thompson. And sadly, his top 4 performance against Ross, it wasn't really a game. Ross just kind of played his guys and kind of got in there. And Jerry Thompson's looking at his hand like, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much how you beat green-white humans for the most part. It's here, let me throw down dudes faster than you.
Yeah. So, I really like Ross's list, that red-white list. He's been playing it for a little bit now, experimenting with it. I think it's very.
I think we'll see more because of it.
Yeah, definitely see a little bit more of it.
More humans, more humans.
Yay, humans! But very, very strong showing all the way around. But again, just ridiculous amounts of green-white tokens in the meta, and I'm really interested to kind of see the routes people are going to be taking to take care of the green-white menace.
Yes.
And kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, day 2 was Modern, and I bombed out 0-2. So I was just like, let's scoop and play more side events.
Yeah. And
these guys you two did fairly well in the one you played in, right?
yeah, I did. I got 3-1 in my event. Yeah.
I think.
Racked some tickets up.
Yeah. The entire time, I did 3. I think it's so. Yeah, I did 3 standard side events. Taking our new test brew, I pretty much just split even, going about 2-2 in all of them.
Yeah.
Interesting thing is, I was going in blind. I haven't even play tested the deck. Will play tested against me a lot, so I knew how it ran.
Yeah.
But none of the decks I faced were any of the decks we had tested against before.
And I think I do want to say that even the matches you lost were very close games.
The one that I just got ripped apart was my first one, and like game 1 I drew nothing. Game 2 I my first 4 lands were pain lands.
Yes.
So that really hurt.
Hurt a little bit.
Hurt a lot.
But the deck we're talking about in question, we mentioned a little bit the last cast we did, is Jeskai.
Yes.
So basically,
Jeskai Walkers.
Yeah. We worked on bringing the Nahiri list from Modern.
Yes.
And we wanted to play around with it in Standard a little bit and kind of see if we could kind of give the same type of feeling in Standard that it was in Modern.
Yeah.
So the list is pretty fun.
Yes. Well, I mean, this is the original list. Since then, we have tweaked it to after our assessment of what happened at the Open. So, for the most part, any deck that was creature heavy, we absolutely pub stomped.
Yeah.
With the exception of my, again, first match. It had a solid holding against it because it was Naya tokens.
Sure.
Not because, I mean, it was pretty much, here's red for Chandra and one other spell.
Yeah.
Like, that was the only, or Needle Spiders. That was the only red I saw of the deck. Pretty much, otherwise, it was your standard green-white tokens. Played against red-white Eldrazi, which was interesting, or red-white colorless, however you want to phrase that. Green-red ramp.
Yeah.
Mardu Walkers, Abzan Walkers. Oh, Lord. Several other things. I can't even remember. It's been a blur. But, for the most part, the creature-focused decks, we have a lot of answers for, between 3 Deck and Stones, 3 Lightning Axes, Silk Wrap, Stasis Snare, Horribly Awry.
Yeah, we had plenty of answers.
And then, of course,
creature-based
Chandra
decks.
and Nahiri. I mean, both say, you know, that creature, I don't like any of them. Go away.
Yeah. So, after kind of reassessing, at the event, we realized that the deck kind of struggled against Planeswalkers.
I was kind of scared that was going to happen, and then I was reaffirmed. It was like, I can do nothing to this Sorin. This Gideon, my only answer is to Stasis Snare it once he upticks it. You know, that was, what do I do about this Nissa? Jam down Chandra, uptick, swing 6.
Yeah, we had this is our Chandra was the way of killing Planeswalkers, and that's not necessarily a feel-good situation.
It felt really good though when I used it. Like they burned their Chandra to kill Nahiri or something, and then I was like, Chandra, swing 6, your Chandra. Okay, I've got recontrol of the board state again.
I think that was actually against. I
did it against Greenheart Ramp. I did it against like 2 or 3 other decks.
Yeah,
happened every time, and they were like, oh.
Yeah, no, very fun list. It was a very enjoyable experience.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the deck performed very well for us, kind of first time experimenting with it.
Yeah, I mean there was some very obvious problems that I ran into, but it's easily corrected.
Yeah.
About the only problem I really had was drawing a Tarka, which seems really weird to have an Jeskai deck, but you have to remember Nahiri.
Nahiri's good.
Pull out a Targa, deal 5 to whatever Planeswalker you had, swing 8 at your face. We do have 2 Havens mainboard too, just in the off chance
Justify
it. That we can hardcast it again if we need to. But again, it's really rough if you draw it with no Nahiri on board, and you're just kind of sitting there waiting. Like, if I draw this one land, I can play him, and I'll be okay. That land came 3 turns too late. Oh,
yeah.
We've addressed this issue.
So we brought in Not Forgottens.
Yes.
So now we can.
You might not know what this card is because I suggest this card. They go, wait, what?
Yeah. That happens a lot. That happens a lot.
Again, 9 times out of 10, I go, hey, we should try this card.
Nah, that card's bad.
Wait, that's a card in Standard? Yes, that's a card in Standard.
I think you're lying.
So we brought in Not Forgotten, which is uncommon out of shadows. White and 1 sorcery says put target card from a graveyard on top or on bottom of its owner's library. You then get a 1/1 spirit token.
Solid.
Yes. Here, let me pitch this Atarka or Ulamog via Lightning Axe or Nahiri, and put it on bottom. I get a token. Cool.
Seems good.
Another thing, another shortcoming, again, was dealing with Planeswalkers. Devoured in Flames is another thing we're throwing in sideboard. We did throw in some Fiery Tempers main board. Again, you can hit creatures or Planeswalkers as we need to help lower their loyalty counters. Because we definitely don't want any of those things ulting.
So our primary targets with Nahiri, we've already mentioned 1 or 2 really.
Yeah.
Ulamog and Atarka.
Yes.
Very big hitters. Then we also have a Dragonlord Ichitai in the deck. Kind of gives us a creature that we can just generally cast normally, as well as if we need to fetch up just an attacker or a blocker with some added value, getting us some draw power. Ichitai is really good there.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've also started playing Linvala in the main board. Again, this card is very, very powerful. Allows us, if we're behind in some matchups, to kind of come back into the game, gain 5 life.
Get a dude
Normally. And
potentially a second dude when you recast.
Yeah, and then the Linvala is going to bounce, play it again, gain another 5 life. So it allows you to really stabilize fairly well and kind of get back into the game, which is very, very helpful.
Now, we also do have one target in our sideboard if we do end up in a very rough control matchup, and that's Sphinx of the Final Word.
Again, I love this card a lot. You've been seeing it a lot more in some blue sideboards and even some main boards. Moving forward, I think Sphinx of the Final Word is going to be looked at a lot more heavily because Esper lists have been coming back out of the woodwork, and they've been playing around a little bit.
I think there was like an Esper Dragons in the top 16.
Yeah, I've been seeing some Esper lists kind of come to the light, and we're going to see it back in Standard again.
Yeah.
And I think with Eldritch Moon, we're going to see a lot more black support
Black
again.
and blue support, probably.
So that means Esper is going to be getting more gas. So who knows? But I definitely feel that Eldritch Moon will also help this deck a lot as well.
Yeah.
Since Emrakul has been confirmed.
Yes. Automatic smash into deck.
Yeah. That'll be probably thrown into the Jeskai list fairly quickly.
Probably whatever big beater we could get in our colors as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be interesting to run like Golden Knight Castigator in there already. Kind of.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
It seems a little bad. I'm going to tutor up a 4/7. That hurts me.
4/9.
Doesn't really matter.
Salt formation. Go.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I saw that deck yesterday, and I was like, "That's fantastic."
So now we're Jeskai with green. So
I come on. There was Abzan blue, Jeskai black. Why not Jeskai green?
All right, you're done, Mike. We're done with you.
Timber white.
No, we're done. Stop.
Okay. I'm sorry. I like janky lists. I saw Timber salt formation. I was like, yes.
Speaking of janky lists,
back to ours.
We're actually I'm brewing something in Modern that this guy keeps shaking his head out. We might be playing Modern Werewolves. No. Oh,
I keep talking about like, oh well, I've got Mono Blue Prison built. Why are you building that deck? I don't know, because I can.
That deck did very well. The Mono Blue Prison deck.
You got top 32 again.
Yeah, I got top 32. I saw a lot of it at the Open. It was performing fairly well. Did a very strong showing.
We keep getting off topic anyways. Back to our list. But every time we played the Jeskai deck, like a lot of our opponents were like, "What is this deck?
This is fun.
This deck looks really cool. I want to build this now."
Yeah. And that's that kind of feeling.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
That's like I made something that you haven't seen before and you liked it.
Yeah, and that was very, very rewarding.
Yeah,
I guess.
And the deck was a lot more resilient than I thought it would be when I was like, I have no answers for Planeswalkers. How am I going to do with this?
Yeah, you can say the deck didn't crumble to dust.
Ha ha!
Ha ha! No, but the deck was a lot of fun.
There's about to be a clash of wills. No. Anyways, so since then, we have cut down some on our creature hate.
Yeah.
To then give I think a little bit more adaptability, versatility to the deck.
Yeah.
Again, we've included Not Forgottens in the main board. Fiery Tempers have now been moved in the main board as well. That way we have more than just Lightning Axes and Avacyn's Judgment.
Great card.
Fantastic card. They got to see me go
Lightning Axe, discard, Avacyn's Judgment, kill your Tarka.
And then burn you for 4.
That was great play. So he's against a green-red ramp player. And they're trading big creatures back and forth. I think there was like a Targa versus a Targa, then Chandra versus Chandra, then like just big creatures back and forth. And Mike goes, Lightning Axe, discard Avacyn's Judgment, deal 3 to your Tarka, like 3 to your face, your Tarka's dead. And, like, we're all standing behind him. Like, there's about
there was like
10
8 people.
Yeah.
There was like 8 to 10 people watching this match.
And they're just like, what is going on?
What is this?
It was very, very entertaining, very enjoyable to watch. The Rant player's face was kind of priceless. She was just like, did that just happen?
My Tarka got burned to death.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. No, but...
like, between that and beating her out to an Ulamog off my Nahiriel.
Game 1,
Game
out-racing her to an Ulamog was pretty great.
Felt good. Felt real good. Oh.
But, a lot, like we said, a lot of positive feedback from the deck at the Open, and really happy to see how it goes. Favored Visions.
That card does work.
I was very impressed, actually. Originally, we started the day with just 2 of them. And then...
Initially, we were going to go into this event with 0. We were like, let's do Hollowed Moonlight in case we face the mirror match.
Yeah.
And then we were like, well, we can't get 2. Wait, why are we going to see a mirror match?
So then we're like, all right, well, we'll just throw 2 Favored Visions in. Since we don't have the 2 Hollowed Moonlights, that's fine. We'll play it.
Wait, let's go up to 3. Okay.
Yeah, let's go up to 3.
Yeah.
No, let's go up to 4. Let's go up to 4.
That's the play now, is to go to 4.
This card is amazing. You see a lot of tutelage decks run it as kind of an extra draw.
Or blue-red control.
Blue-red control, even. The card is just on point. You play it on turn 3, it's going to start doing damage immediately. If you have a second one...
It's fantastic against control decks.
Like,
yes, you're giving them more cards, but you're getting more cards, and they're getting burned to death.
Yeah.
Because they're all of a sudden they're like, let me empty out my hand just so I stop getting burned.
Yeah, and it's really...
Let me jam down a second one. Here, you're going to take 4 attacks.
Yeah, it's really beneficial because, like, if you can go turn 3 Favored Visions, turn 4 Favored Visions, they're taking 4 a turn at that point.
Yeah.
Like, that is like a 4-turn clock.
And then you jam down your Chandra and you're like, finish it?
Yeah, like, I'm just going to beat you now. I'm going to do whatever I want. You're not going to do anything.
This is aggro control.
Yeah.
What? Yes.
So I really enjoy Favored Visions in the list. I enjoy it way more than I thought I ever would.
If you're playing blue or red at all, I highly recommend to have the card either main board or sideboard.
Definitely.
Especially against control matchups. You're like, you know what? I don't have enough burn targets. Let me jam this in there. Yeah. That way, I'm constantly just feeling my hand full of gas, and you know they're wanting to empty their hand.
Very much value. Very much value.
Seems good.
So yeah, that was kind of Atlanta. We did a lot of... Sadly, we didn't do as well as we wanted to in main events.
But we did learn a lot, and we did pick up a lot of things.
Yeah, we picked up quite a bit of things.
Yeah.
We've almost got Fish built. So we're going to be kind of playing around with Merfolk.
Yes.
Tron is done. We're missing a Karn for it, but Tron is basically done. I'm kind of calling it done.
We can easily get the card.
Yeah, because I think he's running 4 Karns, so like we have 3 Karns. That's plenty to run.
Yeah.
So that's done. Merfolk is almost done.
Yes.
We still have our Suicide Squad decks.
Yes.
We have Living End. We have 8-Whack.
Yes.
And then we're...
I essentially have Burn, too.
Yeah, we're kind of building Nahiri right now. It's kind of taken the back burner a little bit.
Right now we're having way too much fun with Nahiri and Standard.
Yeah, I think we're having too much fun with Nahiri and Standard to actually focus on
that, and we're building way too many other decks in Modern.
Yeah, and I think there's also a possibility of us building a bug value list in Modern.
And werewolves.
And werewolves. No. Maybe even zombies. That'd make Tiff happy. Tiff would be like, yeah, Will's playing zombies.
Let's play Feldergriff.
Feldergriff? Dude, Feldergriff is a great commander card.
Let's play the Legacy.
Yeah, Legacy?
It's not Modern legal.
I don't know what that's pushing the limits.
Oh. I mean, if we're going to build tricky tribal decks, let's go with that.
Alright, so let's talk about Eternal Masters for a little bit.
Okay. It's a set.
Yeah. I hate this
set. That's it.
No. So I hate this set. I feel like EMA, and I'm just going to go like public bashing here, right? EMA is a terrible, terrible set. Like, the estimated value per pack is $7.
I mean, the whole purpose of the set was to get more players interested in Legacy.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it, and I have no interest in Legacy after looking at it. I'm like,
I'm sorry, like the
No.
choices they chose as some of the cards. There's some very good cards in this set. Do not get me wrong. Okay.
I feel like most
However,
people are just buying it for Force of Will.
yeah, which is really bad because Force of Wills are like $70 now. So just buy a Force of Will. Like Force of Wills have tanked in price because of this set. Judge promo Force of Wills are down to $300 now. That's ridiculous. They used to be like $800, $900. They've dropped $600 a
I
night.
mean, it was nice for them to preprint certain cards for certain decks, but it's not like Modern Masters where I felt like, at least in Modern Masters, it gave us some staples for several decks.
Yeah, and there are some staples in Vintage and Eternal Masters. I can't call it Vintage Masters. That's a different set for online. But for Eternal Masters, there are some staples. There are some good uncommons that are worth $5, $6. There's commons that are worth a little bit. Hey, Nimble Mongoose is now a common, and there's foil Nimble Mongooses. But
Get those for your poppers, boys and girls.
yeah, Popper is now good with Nimble Mongoose. Get that rugged over list going. But I mean, rugged over is probably gonna be.
I'm not gonna buy Eternal Masters for Pauper.
I mean,
That's counterintuitive.
I mean,
Let me buy a super expensive set for a dirt cheap format.
yeah. No. Okay. Damn. But
Again, this set just did not accomplish what similar sets.
so
have
the
done.
problem is Wizards focused a lot of rare slots into drafting, and I feel like yes, like you want players to be able to draft this set. I understand that, but you're looking at a set being called Eternal Masters. This is a legacy vintage based set. That is your targeting. You are targeting that audience with this set.
Because I've been told that was for Commander as well.
Oh, well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
No, but I'm sorry. There should be way more focus on high value legacy vintage cards than what was actually focused.
If you want more players to get into a format, you need to make the more expensive cards more affordable.
Yeah. And
This is why I'm like, reprint the other fetches already, because that's what's stopping a lot of players from being able to enter Modern and stuff like that. You need to reprint the full cycle at some point.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand not jamming them all in the same standard cycle.
No, I agree completely.
But you could have reprinted them for Eternal Masters, and then you would have Modern people buy Eternal Masters.
Yeah, exactly. So the problem is
Printing money. Go.
The problem is aired messes are 75 right now. Scalding Tarns are 85. Misties are 65?
Like, people were buying Verdict Catacombs for like 50.
Yeah,
So that means they were selling for probably, what, 70, 75?
Yeah. Marshes are like 60 right now. Like, all of those fetches are way expensive. And all of the cons fetches are under $20. Every single one of them. Even Polluted Deltas are 18. Like, just, it shows you that it can be made affordable. Even when fetches were in standard, they were like $25, $30. Okay?
I don't even think they were that high.
They for a little bit.
Some of the fetch, like, I would say, I think a few peaked 20.
Yeah.
Over in standard.
Yeah.
When they
Blue
were
Deltas, Flooded Trains.
Yes. Those peaked over 20. Just over 20. Or like Wooded Foothills.
Yeah.
Whenever Red Green Devotion was big.
Yeah.
But again, $20-ish per card is a lot easier to swallow.
If it's 70.
Yeah, because then at that point you're getting a whole play set versus one card. Yeah, but that's the kind of thing we need to see. Is we need, if you want more people to access the format, which I thought that was the whole point of like Modern Masters and Eternal Masters.
Yeah, and I wish this set was more like Modern Masters.
And I mean that was the whole point of doing the whole Modern Pro Tour, was to get more people interested in Modern.
Yeah, but now we've gotten rid of
I thought that's
Modern.
what Wizard was into. Like, let's make more formats of Magic more available.
Yeah, and you know, say what you want to about them removing Modern from the Pro Tour. That's fine. It's okay. But whenever you say you want to make Legacy more accessible to players and the player base, then print cards that players are actually going to want. This set is I think people are way too hyped over this set than what they should be.
Oh, yeah.
You know, MSRP on these packs are $10, just like Modern Master packs were. That's not unreasonable.
No.
I mean, you have Force of Wills, you have Wastelands, you have a lot of cards that are over $10 in this set. Okay?
That get a foil one, you're making bank.
Yeah, if you make a foil Dak Faden, a foil Brainstorm, a foil X, a foil X, a foil X, like, there is money in this set. Do not get me wrong. But estimated pack value is $7. MSRP is $10, so that already that's $3 lower than MSRP.
So unless you're one really lucky, or you're just going to buy a lot of boxes, yeah, it's not really worth your investment.
And so I've been seeing a lot of shops varying box prices. Okay,
the discrepancy in the box prices.
Yeah,
is kind of weird
and it's really because a lot of shops share distributors.
Yes,
and I've seen boxes from anywhere from $220 all the way up to like $350. Like, these are such huge margins in a localized area too. It's not like I'm seeing like in California they're X, and like in Georgia they're another, and in New York they're another. Like, in the same 30-minute radius.
Yeah, it's not like there's a huge population discrepancy or even income discrepancy we're talking about. It's within like 2 hours drive from where we are.
Yeah.
This is the price range you're looking at. It's a little ridiculous.
I know there is.
Me, for example, I can't go buy a box.
No.
Nor do I want to.
No.
But even if I just can't.
Even if I wanted to, I would not spend $300.
Ugh.
I would not spend more than $300 on this set, by far. $280 is pushing it. I wouldn't even spend that on it. I've seen a couple of places around $250. I'd consider that. Pre-orders, I saw some even at $200. I decided not to do that, even though I could. I could have bought it at $200. I think that is a very acceptable price.
I think that was very good.
Yeah, $200 is a very good price.
I think at that point it's worth the gamble.
Yeah, and I even know some areas are doing $240, and that's still a decent price.
Again, that if you're thinking about it, then it might be worth the gamble at that price range.
Yeah, I think any higher than $250, you're really kind of pushing it. $280, you're really just kind of getting into a no man's land, and around $300 is just kind of. Is this set really worth?
I guess we'll see in a few months, and once we see how many boxes of this set are still on the shelf.
Yeah, because I mean, there are a lot of stores, and I think that they're still trying to find their footing on pricing for this, but you think they'd be a little bit more consistent. Because I don't even think at this point it's them trying to undercut each other. I think it's them just making prices. And
I think it's them expecting their local player bases to pay X amount.
Yeah. I mean, some stores might be able to get away with that. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know the finances about the most Magic players. I won't begin to, but I know I can say for myself, I get by mostly off of trading and then what I can judging.
I love trading. Trading makes the world go round.
I mean, yeah, I'll buy a pack or so, or I'll save up and, splurge on a new set, because generally a new set aligns with, okay, let's see, my anniversary comes up, and we both play Magic. So we'll do this as an anniversary thing in this month, and then we'll do it again my birthday. And then, I have to plan these things out. And,
Sure.
I can't go and buy a case. If I buy a box, it's a big deal.
Yeah. And that's definitely understandable.
And then we're talking standard sets, so that's me spending, $100 and so on a box versus $300 for a box, 24 packs of cards, not 36.
Yeah. And you're not even guaranteed to make that money back. That is the most bizarre, mind-wrenching thing I can think of at the moment.
Magic is an investment.
You are not guaranteed to make your money back off the set, and that is infuriating. Like, there is no way on this green earth that I am going to buy a box to open it. If I buy a box, it is just going to sit on the shelf. And it wouldn't be for more than $250. But hey, that's just me. That's my personal opinion. And that's my 2 cents.
So yeah, let's dive back into I guess our analysis of. Well, let's get it back into the meta of things right now.
Sure.
It seems like if you want to build a decent deck, if or the reason why certain decks are top tier is if it has an answer for planeswalkers, because like nearly every deck runs some kind of planeswalker.
Yeah, and we've been seeing this kind of develop a little bit more. So in the past month,
the only exceptions I can think of are like Bane Company, Rights, and Humans.
and,
Those are the only 3 archetypes I've seen, and that's not even guaranteed.
And even banned Coco lists have kind of adapted Gideon Ives into card. Human lists have Kithian.
Yes.
And some human lists even do run allies into car as well. And so the Cryptolith Rights, they have like Liliana.
Maybe.
Flip Liliana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's about it.
So technically they do have a Planeswalker, but we're not going to really count
that's not going to be your win condition.
No, definitely not.
Versus, green white tokens, it has Nissa and Gideon. And now you're seeing some even splash Chandra because they have Oath, and they're like, I can play Chandra now too.
Yay! But
and then virtually every brew I played inside events was some kind of Walkers deck.
Yeah.
Marty Walkers. That one seemed really cool. Abzan Walkers seemed really cool.
Nile Walkers.
Nile Walkers. I wouldn't be surprised if there was Assaultide Walkers.
No, definitely not.
Especially with the new set coming out, we'll see some more new Planeswalkers. We'll definitely see. I mean, Planeswalkers are the key to control. I think, at least in this standard, or board state control, definitely. I mean, they've always been powerful, but it seems like now the power that each Planeswalker has. Very rarely does it seem like a Planeswalker has a bad ability anymore, or ability that you don't want. I mean, like the problem I saw with our Jeskai list is like, you know what? We're not down-ticking Narset for anything. No. We should probably fix that and get some value out of it. Now we do.
And I really do have to congratulate Wizards on this one. Planeswalkers have been staying consistently decent.
Yes.
I
mean, Chandra is like by far I think the pinnacle of Planeswalkers. Every ability is freaking value.
Yeah. Jace Unraveler of Secrets was kind of a letdown. For its mana cost. For
the mana cost, yes. 5 does seem a bit steep for him.
If it was a 4-drop, I think it's definitely playable.
Or maybe if it was a scry 1, draw 2.
Possibly.
Or even make it into Serum Visions.
Yeah. Draw 1, scry 2.
Yeah.
I think that would be...
for the uptick.
Yeah. So Jace is close. Arlen Cord, very big hype whenever she came out.
I think her abilities are fantastic.
Hmm.
I don't think a deck really utilizes her that well right now.
And with Eldritch Moon coming out and
that could change.
And the Legendary Werewolf coming out, because we've been talking about in the lore, the Legendary Werewolf actually maybe showing its face.
Yes.
So who knows?
I mean, the key thing about Arlen Core, I think, is her 2 sides do 2 very different things.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're going mono creature, you keep her human side up. If you want to go wide board, you flip her over. But, I mean, again, all of her abilities seem really good. I mean, the only one that's kind of, we'll see, is the ultimate on her werewolf side.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that could be your finisher right there. It's, I have a wide board. Down tick. Tap. You're dead.
Yay.
Or, yeah. That kind of thing.
No, like, she definitely has her power.
Mm-hmm.
But sadly, she's kind of fallen to the wayside at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see her kind of come back in Eldritch Moon.
I kind of thought it funny that, she was the most hyped Planeswalker, and then everybody was like, Nahiri's not that great. And then now it's like complete flip-flop.
Like, Nahiri is amazing!
I was like, I told you guys, red-white control would be a thing.
Yeah, and, Modern has adapted Nahiri very well.
Yes.
And Standard, with our list, hopefully we'll get to adapt Nahiri very well as
Fantastically, I think.
Yeah, I think Nahiri is
even I think Nahiri actually made a legacy list not that long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not aware of that. I might have to look
I saw it somewhere.
Might have to research that and kind of delve into that.
Yes. What I think you should really try Nahiri's End though.
So this guy's been trying to get me to play the Nahiri's End list.
Yes.
That runs Living Ends with Nahiri and Emrakul.
Essentially, you run Nahiri Emrakul in a Living End list.
And
why not?
Because, you know...
We have the cards. We
why
can do
not?
it.
So, like, I guess if you're
Let's treat it like science. We have the power. We must do it.
Yeah, so apparently if you don't do the optimal thing and win on turn 3 with Living End, you can go turn 4 Nahiri.
Hey, she gets you more cards in your graveyard for Living End.
I mean, I guess.
You don't have to spend mana to do it.
I mean, or you could literally just go off turn 3 with Living End.
I'm just saying it's a Anyways.
But, Planeswalkers is definitely a focus. You have to have an answer for Planeswalkers in the set right now.
And alluding back to something we mentioned earlier, we'll talk about now, is Green-White X.
Green-White X is a menace. And I will use the term menace for this one.
I think it's appropriate. For me, so I got into competitive play with cons, and
in standard.
Yes, in standard. For me, I've noticed, and I don't like being this person, is to play something that everybody else is playing.
Yeah.
And when I started playing, I hated Abzan because that's what
everyone
was playing. At that point in time, I think it was like over 50% of the field was Abzan.
Definitely.
Not just local meta. That was like competitive events. It was like, oh, here's the numbers: 54% Abzan. You know why? Because the stupid value cards like Siege Rhino.
Siege Rhino was overpowered.
Yes.
Happy he's gone. But, no, it does raise a very good point. Let's see here. So, at the beginning, we had Abzan. Abzan and cons, very big threat. Then, after that, we had Green-White Megamorph.
Yes.
For a little while. That card was annoying. That with its infinite life gain.
It wasn't infinite. It was just the number of life gain instances you could start between Whisperwood Elemental, Master of the Unseen.
Yeah.
You're just like, here, I have Deuce. Let's flip them over. Yeah. Gain life. Green-White Megamorph mirror match. Oh, great. You know, life totals are going to be 1,800, and it goes to turns.
Yeah. Then we had Rally.
Yep. And all the different versions of Rally, whether it was Abzan or 4-color.
Yeah.
Initially it was an Abzan. It was Abzan, yeah. And then once we got into battle, it became 4-color.
4 colors because of Reflector Mage. Card's very good. Then, after Rally, we had Bant Company.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, still using green-white.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily green-white, actually. The splash blue for Crazy at the time.
Crazy and Reflector Mage.
Yeah. And then...
Reflector Mage becoming the next most busted card.
Yeah.
In standard.
And then we go back to green-white tokens in the current meta. So, and all of these decks were top tier and generally had a top 8 performance in any event that they played.
Generally, you would see like 3 to 4 of them in the top 16.
Yeah.
Minimum.
So
my question is the current development right now, is it skewed towards this color pairing?
Because, so everyone talked about for a long time about blue being overpowered in Magic. And Wizards is like, no, blue's not that strong. And are they intentionally creating overpowered cards in these color schemes to kind of divert the attention from blue? To say, hey, we're not making overpowered blue cards.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if this is also, it could be just this weird community consciousness thing. I don't know, to where it's like green-white easy to play. You put down dudes, you tell them sideways, and you go.
I mean, yeah. There is a little bit more play with it. But
yeah, but I mean, I'm a red player. That's normally what you do, is if I'm not dealing damage to your life total immediately, I'm doing something wrong. But it seems like just the power of green and white seems to be uncannily strong for their colors.
And it seems that, you know, in Magic lore and history and all of that, green has always been a very big creature, stompy-based color generally. White has always been kind of a mid-range. It's been a control.
Either I have tiny little dudes or I have big flyers.
Yeah.
One of the two.
And Now we're in an era where this green-white color combination has taken on the form of mono red.
Like I know white weenie is a thing, and green's always either had really big dudes or tiny little dudes, and it swarms.
Yeah.
What's killing me is it's hitting the mid range effect. Like it's getting a nice. It's the middle tier cards. It's the card, well, not middle tier, but middle of the curve. It's not just your 1-drops. It's now your
2 and 3 drops,
2, 3, and even 4 drops.
Sure.
Because let's look at the cards now that have made those color combinations really good. So Siege Rhino.
Yeah.
In green and white. Then you have Den Protector.
Very good card.
Collected Company.
Sylvan Advocate.
Sylvan Advocate. Exactly. Whisperwood Elemental for a while during Devotion and when that was a thing. So those were your really good green cards. White now just has the best removal.
Decoration in stone. Yeah.
And also, but I mean, not only that, you still got Silk Wrap, which is a really good card.
And Stasis Snares.
And
then you get.
And it has actually the hardest board wipes now, right? Too,
Yeah.
because it's got Planar Outburst and Descent on the Simple.
Good
Black doesn't even have just a straight up, hey, kill all dudes.
No, Black only has Languish at the moment.
Well, Deathbringer Regent. But who plays that?
I don't
card?
really consider that a board wipe.
I mean,
it's a situational board wipe.
Yes, you have to have 5 or more dudes.
Yeah, it's very situational.
But even still, nobody plays that card.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would actually play that card. But so it does just kind of focus on the point where green and white have been in this powerhouse position for a few years now. Because Khans came in 3 years ago? No.
It's past its life cycle now, so it's past the 2-year mark.
Yeah, so it's been at least 2.5, maybe 3 years.
Yes.
And that's saying a lot. For a color combination to stay in the power seat for that long of a period of time.
And again, for it to flood the field.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing for it to be a strong deck consistently. It's another thing when
everyone is playing it.
Everybody is playing it. Odds are you're playing somebody that's playing that deck versus one of 8 other decks.
Yeah, when you are going into an event and you have to devote half of your sideboard to these color combinations and these abilities and these decks, just so you actually have a fighting chance if you're playing something kind of brew, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you have to devote so much of your sideboard into these matchups, it's a bit ridiculous. You're looking, we come from a format Modern and Legacy even, where 3-card, 4-card sideboards, sure, for, a bad matchup. For, like, a really bad matchup, you might have, like, 6 cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know people who have, like, bring in 14 cards of their sideboard in some of these matchups, like, against tokens right now. Like, they have so many cards they bring in.
Rough.
Yeah, and I feel that it needs to kind of, hopefully will take a side back burner when Eldritch Moon comes out.
I thought things would be different now at Innistrad.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Give
me Grixis!
Yeah, I'm really hoping Black and Blue get some love.
I'd be fine if Red got some love again.
Well, I feel like Red's going to get a lot of love when we go to Kaladesh.
Probably.
So
Red and Blue.
I feel like Red's not going to get as much attention.
It's mostly probably going to be Black, Blue, this upcoming set, and then probably Red, Blue, and Kaladesh.
Yeah, so we're probably going to be getting some blue cards coming into the rotation, and maybe
and
even
colorless.
And colorless.
Yay, artifacts. A Mirrodin-esque set.
Yay. Yay, Thopters.
Thopters everywhere.
Return to Mirrodin.
Again. Phyrexia.
Yeah.
Let's get that set. Return to New Phyrexia.
Return to New Phyrexia.
Anyways.
That'd be a great set. Mental Misstep gets reprinted. Yeah.
You want us to sign those cards, I know you do.
Yeah. Like, Mental Misstep comes out, people flood us. Will you guys sign our cards? Yes.
Let's let the dream tell us.
Live the dream.
Anyways. But yeah, green-white. I don't want to make it go away.
No. I think it has a place.
I think it feels like R&D needs to balance things back out again.
I agree.
And I mean, there's no way where they could perfectly fine tune it, where standard will be this in a vacuum, perfectly balanced in every way.
No.
I mean, I will go to say, it's cool that, out of the top 8, only one was green white tokens.
Yeah,
only one.
Definitely.
I mean, yes, there were 2 banned humans lists and or white red human 1. But I mean, at least there were other decks there that kind of balanced it out.
Sure.
These decks can win, but it's more of a question: is it design issue or is it Magic community issue? Because again, I pose this question: is it more of people go to this deck because 1, it won, but 2, does it feel like it's a safe deck to play?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I do feel like green and white are safe colors, right? Generally, green has removal for enchantment, hate,
Artifacts,
stuff like that. White can generally keep up with some tempo and aggro stuff. So I feel like they are just.
And it can pretty much remove everything else.
Yeah. So I feel like it is really kind of a safe color combination. And you look at this in drafts a lot too, where green and white is a very popular draft pick. And that's
or white anything.
Yeah, because white is just generally has general good cards in any draft.
It's weird since, growing up with Magic, you kind of got this rigidity in the colors that they did, they select things really well.
Sure.
And it seems like white is doing a lot of things.
Yeah, white's kind of covering all of the color spectrum.
Let me hate on all the dudes. Let me block dudes from coming in with like stuff like Hallowed Moonlight. So again, hate on dudes.
Sure.
Hate on enchantments. Hate on permanents. Period.
Aggro-based.
Aggro-based with little white weenie dudes.
Yep.
Here, let me throw a big dude out there.
Sure. Now mid-range.
Now mid-range. Let me throw in some good planeswalkers like Gideon.
Yeah. So like the white value cards right now, and I really hyped this card for a while. It's kind of backing off a little bit now, but the card is still very good. Archangel of Tides. Super good card for white weenies, human decks in general. It's a 4-drop. They have to pay extra to attack you. They have to pay extra to defend against. It's a 3/5, so generally just has a natural big butt. With Always Watching, it becomes a 4/6.
And then you don't have to decide whether to swing or block with it.
Yeah.
You can do both.
So Always Watching plus Archangel of Tides, super good combination. Then you have Archangel Avacyn with it. Then you have Gideon Alliance Zendikar. You have Kithians. You have Thalia's Lieutenants. You have Knight of the White Orchid. The card is so busted. Lets you get ahead in mana running white weenies. It's a ramp card.
And with the lands right now, you could go, let me go get my other color. Let me go get that Canopy Vista.
Yeah, let me go get a Canopy Vista. Let me go get
Prairie Stream.
Like, let me go get another color that I want that's not a basic plains. Because the way it's worded, you can go get any plains. So
I'm surprised we're not seeing it modern going, let me go get that other fetch land.
Meh. So,
no, it's bad. Bad for that. But
it's bad. But
it can.
It can.
It can.
Just know it. But, that's the kind of stuff we're looking at right now, is white and green have very good value cards in it, and we named green a little while ago. But I just wanted to kind of name off some white cards there. Like, there is so much focus on these color schemes. And yes, other colors do have some good cards. But they're not as impactful, and they don't synergize as well as the cards in the green and white section do.
I mean, it kind of kills me that, even in the multicolor cards, it's the white or green cards that have all the value in them.
Definitely.
Voidcrafter, Bounding Crazy.
Cards are insane.
Reflector Mage.
So,
Here, let me just reflect this Reflector Mage and just lock you out of playing the same dude.
Yeah. So, kind of going into, because you mentioned Band Company stuff.
Yes.
Voidgrafter is an amazing card for Band Company. I feel like Band Coco lists need to pick this up a lot more.
Get rid of your Jaces.
Get rid of your Jace for Rinse Prodigy. That's my advice. Is get rid of Rinse Prodigy. The card is super slow, not as effective in the standard set, especially in a Bant list. If you hit Jace off of Coco, they're normally very upset. Void Grafter offers such an amazing package with Eldrazi Displacer and just it having flash on itself. So it's a 2/4 with flash, 3-drop, 1 blue, 1 green, 1 colorless. Whenever it enters the battlefield, another target creature gains hexproof. This is amazing for deck and stone, other like spot removal.
All of the removal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason why we're taking out Jace is because every deck boards removal.
Yeah. So
get rid of the Jace and here, save your other dudes.
yeah, and then generally speaking, if you play an Eldrazi Displacer in Bant, it's generally a super target very quickly because your opponents realize that Eldrazi Displacer plus Reflector Mage is a thing. They'll get locked out. They'll get locked out creature-wise. There's nothing that they're going to be able to do. Well, if you have that lock, if you have the Eldrazi Displacer, and you have a Void Grafter, then you're now infinitely protecting your Void Grafter and your Eldrazi Displacer. Because if they try to target the Void Grafter, you'll just bounce it. If they try to target your Displacer, you'll bounce the Void Grafter and give it hexproof.
Yeah. And
it's so resilient. It's a 2/4, has a big butt, the biggest butt out of any of the creatures that Coco plays.
I know, because, I mean, normally your next biggest thing is the Displacer itself or the Crazy.
Yeah.
At 3/3.
So, it gives a good defending option. It blocks Chandra tokens.
Another nice thing.
Yeah. And it just offers so much versatility to the board. And a lot of people were actually asking me questions this past weekend about the Void Grafters. They're like, wow, you actually run that? I was like, yeah, I run 3 in the main board. And they're like, that's a really high number. And I'm like, it's not really that high if you just go 1-for-1 Jaces. Because a lot of us ran 3 Jace Friends Prodigy. Some ran 2. So if you just remove the Jace Friends Prodigies, bring in the Void Grafters, it actually kind of adds up and sums up fairly easily.
Yeah.
And then gives you...
I don't like Jace. I don't.
And it gives you a protection spell off of a Coco as well.
That's fantastic.
Oh, you're going to target my guy with the Deck and Stone?
Oh, here, let me come
I'm going to Coco real quick. Oh, Void Grafter. No, sure. It resolves. No, it doesn't. It's like a hexproof. But,
or, at that point in time, you can also just increase your odds of, oh, hey, I did get my Displacer.
Yeah.
There's more, there's extra value in your Cocos now.
Yeah. So I definitely feel like Void Grafter is kind of a card that needs to be focused on a little bit more in ban lists. And I don't know why it hasn't.
It's one of those things. It's guys like me look at this card and they go, this card has so much value, and why are your decks not running this?
Yeah.
And then finally, after we browbeat you for like 2-3 months, you're like, oh man, this card is amazing!
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see some more Void Grafters maybe come into the lists. Maybe. Or if people keep being stubborn, I'll just start rocking it out with my Void Grafters and kind of show them.
Go win that RPTQ.
Yeah. I have my invite to my regional for Quick Qualify.
Yep.
Very happy about that. That's another thing that happened is I won the PPTQ and got my invite. So we're going to be looking forward to doing that here soon. And hopefully we'll get some...
Hopefully we'll get the rest of the team with
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get the rest of the team their invites. And then hopefully...
Then we'll just go top 4.
Yeah.
The RPTQ. And then we all just go Pro Tour.
Then we go to Pro Tour. Woo!
Living the dream.
Living the dream. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. And also invasive surgery in the main board. I run 1 of invasive in this main board and 2 of in the sideboard for Coco. This card is amazing. And again, I think it's worth the main board slot that I have it in. It got me a lot of games in the PBTQ as
Shuts down the board wipe, which is what you hate.
Yeah, shuts down languishes, shuts down any type of board wipe, shuts down like anything.
Shuts down freaking like the first Nissa's Pilgrimage from a ramp deck.
Or if they're trying to look at my hand, like a
Duress.
Transgress the Mind or Duress or Pick the Brain, I can stop that outright. It's very good, and then allows me to kind of go into more Pick the Brains in the sideboard. And then if you hit the Delirium effect, super good, removes all of those copies from their deck.
It's kind of hard to get the Delirium.
In Bant Coco, yeah.
Yeah, but it's doable.
Yeah, as your sideboard, it's very doable.
Yeah.
In main board, it's rough. Actually, I don't even know if it's doable in the main board. Land, instant, creature.
Do you not run a sorcery at all?
No, not on the main board.
I thought there was, but I may be wrong.
I mean, I think there might have been in like some other lists, but I think our list is just instant creature land. So I don't think it's actually possible.
It is supposed to work with like Tragic Arrogance and stuff like that.
Tragic Arrogances, Deck and Stones, those kind of effects.
Yep.
Definitely make it viable after sideboard.
But I mean, again, you're not really playing that spell for the delirium thing. It's just added gravy if you do.
Yeah, you're really playing it as, oh, you're going to board wipe me because that's the only way you can win this game.
No.
I'm going to counter it, and I'm going to kill you now.
So let me swing for lethal since you tapped out and try to wipe my board.
Super good. Well, I think that actually kind of covers it all.
Yeah.
I mean,
As far as our next event goes, I don't think we have really anything planned until August.
No. We don't really have many events planned until August, but we're still going to be doing the podcast, still going to be talking about awesome, fun things.
Yeah.
Talking about events that happened and kind of our speculations on those events, as well as maybe kind of delve into some other formats like Commander and Pauper and actually kind of be talking about those a little bit.
And then, of course, there may be like local events we may go to.
Definitely.
Again, to try to secure more Pro Tour invites, or just IQs or whatever. Depends on what's around.
I know it is our plan at the moment. I know at least for me, I don't know if you're going to try to or not. I'm going to be applying for judging at Gen Con. So
way out there
in Indianapolis,
Woo.
And hopefully getting to know some people out there. And then it's still our plan to do GP Indianapolis. And then also looking at maybe regionals.
Yes.
So August,
regionals should be the easiest thing to do.
So August is going to be a very busy month, at least for me, and still for Mike as well. And then September and October, we've got some events coming up.
I think so.
And then we might do some stuff in August, or not August, but July, as like minor events, stuff like that. Local events, but I don't think we're going to be traveling or doing any big events.
Yep.
So that's kind of our lineup at the moment, and we'll be keeping everyone updated as we can. Posting on Twitter, make sure you guys follow us, like us. It's down there somewhere.
There's the Twitter handle.
Yeah, and then the buttons on our Twitter page, or on our Twitch page, it's right there, big button. Just straight to our page.
Also look for us on Facebook. Just search Mental Misstep Podcast.
You'll see it pop up. You'll see our symbol.
Yeah, that'll pop up like first thing. What else are we on? Oh, we do have a web address. I forgot about that. We do have a web address now. It is metalmisstep.us.
.us.
.us.
Because America.
I would have went with .com, but it was taken.
Oh my gosh.
So we do have that. And I mean, that's just a blog where we're going to mainly just post everything that we're doing here. So if you're not into doing the whole social media thing, you can always just check for our updates there as well.
And don't forget, guys, we also do have a Discord channel, and me and Mike are generally on that fairly often.
I'm on it like all the time because I have it on my phone.
Yeah, and then I'm on it fairly regularly as well because we use it as kind of a voice chat for some of the other games that we play.
Yes, because we do play Overwatch. Fantastic PC game.
Great game.
Now we're looking at possibly doing Pokemon as well.
Yeah, we actually might be doing some Pokemon stuff as well. And there's a good chance we'll be actually just streaming that.
Yes.
And kind of doing
if we don't stream it on this channel, we'll definitely possibly stream it on our individual channels, which we can also link as well.
And we'll be linking them to this channel as well. So you guys can always stay in tune with what we're doing in our personal life because stalking is fun. But
please don't stalk me.
But everyone, thank you guys again for your support. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. And we hope to see you guys very soon at local events.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Or bigger events.
Or bigger events. Pro Tour even.
Yes.
Yeah. Love to see
Pro Tour, whatever one we're working for.
Honolulu. Pro Tour Honolulu is what I'm going for right now.
Oh.
Yeah. We can try.
Living the dream.
Living the dream. All right, guys. Well, everyone have a fantastic night. Thanks for watching again, and we'll see you guys soon.
Have a good one.